Hey guys, my name is Shazanae and I was tagged by one of my friends to do this video and it's called the baby tag. So there's just a few questions, pretty much all about my baby that I'll answer for you guys today. So let's just jump right into the tag. So the first question is, what was your baby's height and weight at birth and what is it now? My baby was 19 inches long and 7 pounds 3 ounces in weight. So I had an average baby. She's just kind of long. I feel like she might be tall. That's a fuzzy. I feel like she might get tall when she's older because she has really long, she has really long feet and really long fingers. Currently, we actually haven't had a doctor's appointment in about 2 months. We will have one coming up pretty soon, within maybe like 2 weeks or so. So I don't really know her height, but I'm gonna guess weight, probably 12, 13 pounds, something like that. That's a educated guess, I suppose. Okay, question number 2 is, what is your baby's name and does it have any significance? Her full name is Ella Mae Grenier, and I actually was pretty surprised because when I was younger, every kid thinks of names that they want to name their babies, and boy names came a lot easier to me, actually, while I'm thinking of it. Boys' names came a lot easier to me, and I'm like, man, if I have a girl, I'm gonna have the hardest time thinking of girls' names, blah blah blah. So when it came time to actually look for names, I was paying attention to any female names that I heard. Just going about my day. I searched online and everything, and I came up with a list of girls' names that I really liked. I presented them to TJ, and actually he was the picky one. He was very, very picky with names. At first we really liked Emily, and then we decided not to do Emily. We decided, on Ella. And then May came because we were trying to think of middle names that will, sound good with Ella, and we're having a really hard time with it, and it took probably a month to figure out a middle name for her, and TJ called me one day, and he's like, what about May? And we both really liked how it sounded, so it has no significance, it's just something we really liked. But I just pulled up the list of other girls' names that I wanted, so I will share that with you. So it was Addison, Alana, Anya, Aria, Ella, Emma, Emily, Gabriella, Isabella, Lila, Madison, Mia, Nia, Natalie, Valerie, and Julia. So those are all names that I would have been, happy with. And boys' names, because when we have our first son, we already decided his name was going to be Hunter. But I also chose Mason, Noah, Hunter, Anthony, Griffin, Micah, Chase, and Braden. So boys' names we had a little bit more of an agreement on, where girls' names he was just like, I only like Ella. So that's where her name came from. Question number 3 is, how long was your child in newborn clothes? And she actually wore newborn clothes for quite a while. Just recently I had to pack up a lot of her newborn clothes and put them away, which is really depressing. So now she's wearing 3 to 6 month clothes. She's almost 4 months, by the way. I don't know if that's going to be a question on here. But she stayed very small for quite a while, and I was able to put her in some clothes, and, slowly she outgrew clothes, and, so yeah, I was gonna say something, but I completely lost my train of thought, but she was in newborn clothes for a good while. I remember my train of thought. She was born at the end of August 31st, actually, so when people found out my due date, it was kind of difficult because people wanted to still buy newborn summer clothes, and then, obviously after September, it starts to get a little bit chillier, so I have some newborn clothes that she wasn't able to wear because the chilly weather came so fast. So I try to change her like twice a day just to kind of go through everything. Still, I wasn't able to do all the summer newborn clothes, but then I was able to throw in a couple newborn sweaters, and she just recently outgrew a lot of clothes. So now I have a whole nother stack of clothes that are 3 to 6 months, but it was just depressing watching the newborn clothes go. Number 4 is, what size diaper bag would you recommend and what brand? And I don't really know brands. I don't really pay attention to that. I don't even pay attention to brands when it comes to regular purses. But I personally carry a big diaper bag. But to be completely honest, I might actually recommend a smaller diaper bag because just like purses, I find that the more room that I have, the more stuff I don't need, I end up throwing it in there. I just did a what's in my diaper bag video. No, it is live. I'm not sure if it was a scheduled video or an already live, but it did go live, so I'll leave that link down below. Also, I'll leave Taylor's link down below if you want to check out her baby tag. But you'll notice that I don't have a ton of stuff in there. Now, that might change as she gets older, but I don't see myself throwing a lot more in there, maybe like a toy or a book or something, but I just feel like the bigger diaper bag you have, the more stuff you're going to end up jamming in there. And if you, have a big diaper bag and only carry stuff that you need, that's great. But for me, I don't carry much. I try not to because between the diaper bag and carrying the baby, it gets very, very heavy, especially if you're wearing heels. So I would recommend a smaller one, and that might actually come off surprising to you guys, but same thing with purses, smaller bag, less stuff you can throw in there and have to carry around. Are we on number 5? I think. But what is your baby's favorite bottle / pacifier brand? She doesn't really have a preference for bottles. She'll drink out of any bottle I give her. Me personally, I tend to go toward the Dr. Brown's bottles just because they're a little bit more of a natural flow versus the other kind of bottles that just kind of flow out fast. She really struggled with certain bottles when she was a newborn, so my Dr. Brown's was the only ones I used for quite a while. Just recently I started introducing her to the more fast-flowing bottles, and she does fine with them. I know some babies are kind of picky with the nipples and everything. My baby was just like, give me food. For pacifiers, she actually is not a big fan of pacifiers. She really likes sucking on her hands, and even occasionally she's starting to find her thumb, and some moms are like, oh, that's a bad thing, she's gonna get hooked on it. I kind of prefer her to suck her thumb. One, she can't lose it like pacifiers, and two, I feel bad, like, I don't want her to get hooked on pacifiers, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like sucking her thumb may be a little bit easier to kick instead of this big plastic thing. And I try giving this to her when she's being fussy and I know she's not hungry, I know she's changed, I know she's not being, like, she's not hurting or anything. I've tried giving her pacifiers, and sometimes she'll surprise me by sucking on it for a little while, but she really, like, from day one, she never cared for pacifiers. But when she does decide to take it, she really likes the soothy ones. She does not like it has to be a straight nipple like that. I have some that are, like, round. I have these kind of wavy ones. But it all has to do with the nipple. It has to be the straight ones instead of, like, the straight and then they come out into, like, a bubble. She despises those nipples. She won't even put them in her mouth. So, like, she gets really pissed when I try to give her those, but if she does take them, like I said, it's just pretty much these, and I think they're all called Soothies. Question number 6 is, did you breastfeed? And I did for the first week. Well, the thing is, like, in the hospital, I was in there for, I think, 2 days, and I was really, really struggling getting her to latch, and I was so unbelievably exhausted because I had given birth at 2, so I didn't sleep that entire night. Like, I went into the hospital at 10 o'clock that night, gave birth at 2. I didn't sleep. I maybe got an hour while they took her away, I think, for, like, blood work and stuff, and I just slept for 1 hour. So I was exhausted, I was frustrated, I was nervous because I was a new mom. I couldn't get her to latch well, so she was getting hungry and crying, and I didn't really know what to do, and I kind of felt weird, like the nurses just had to keep coming in and touching my boobs, and it was just very uncomfortable to me. So they're like, if you're having a hard time having her latch, but you still want the benefits of breast milk, you can pump. Pumping is a literal commitment. Like, when I was pregnant, I was, said I want to breastfeed, I want to pump, I want to give my baby the best. I didn't realize how difficult it is. you have to sit there for like 20 minutes. You have to pump at least every 3 hours to get it going. Maybe at first, maybe that changes a little bit down the road, but at first you have to pump every 3 hours. With the newborn, I didn't get 20 minutes to myself to be able to just pump. And I had the ones where you had to like hold them against you. I kind of wish I had, like, I know they have like these backpack type things that you can just do stuff and it just kind of pumps for you, but I would pump and then she'd pretty much immediately eat it because she was eating like every hour. So like as soon as I was done pumping, I wouldn't even be able to wait another 3 hours because it would be gone and I need to pump again before she gets hungry. So it was literally like a constant thing. It was such a pain in the neck because every time I pumped, I had to wash out the thing. It was like a little backpack thing. I had to find an outlet. Like it was the biggest hassle of my entire life. And I know some women are against, like, formula, whatever. That's your own opinion. I just ask that you don't, you know, be mean about my own decisions or anything. But to me, you know, formula is not far from breastfeeding. It gave me a peace of mind because I was able to get a little bit more rest and I could actually see how much she was drinking. Obviously, with the breast milk, it's a little bit difficult to see if she was getting enough or if she was overeating or anything. So, one, it gave me a peace of mind, and two, it was just much, much easier, but I knew my baby was still getting benefits from the formula. Number 7 is, what is my child's bedtime routine? I know they say that reading books now can be very beneficial to her. I try, but I can't hold a book and feed her, and if I'm just holding her, she'll kind of scream if I don't have like a bottle or anything. So I'm trying to read to her, but I feel like it's a little bit, she's not too young, I don't want to use that word, but it's a little bit difficult right now because she's not engaging in the book, so she's just kind of, you know, looking around, just listening to my voice. So right now her nighttime routine is she'll have a bottle, usually 4 ounces. Sometimes she surprises you and actually has like 8 ounces if she's really hungry for some reason. She'll probably go to bed. I try to put her down no later than 10 o'clock, and even that's late. But she was having a hard time falling asleep, so that time has changed a bit to about like 9, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I try to put her down by. I go to bed rather early as well. So when it's time to, you know, have her go to bed, I'll change her diaper. I'll put a new diaper on her. I'll put her in her pajamas. I, you know, put a bib around her. I give her her bottle. We just go into like a relaxed room. Like I won't feed her in front of the TV or with the light on. I have a glider in the corner of my room I'll usually sit in and just very lightly rock back and forth. I don't sing to her, and I know this might sound weird, but I did like a lot of research because I was having such a hard time putting her to sleep, but they say you want to make your nighttime feedings and morning time feedings completely different. Like during the day, I will sing to her, I play with her. This is all during feeding as well. You know, there's a lot of stimulants going on, whereas nighttime I don't really tend to sing with her because that just keeps her awake. My voice, I try to keep the lights off or extremely low. I just try to make it as calming and relaxing and not distracting as possible. So once she's done eating, I'll usually burp her because she tends to spit up a lot, and I don't want her, she lies on her stomach, so I don't want her to spit up and then put her face in it. So I make sure that if she's gonna spit up, that she spits up before I put her down, and then I have a bassinet right next to my bed. I will put her on her stomach. She kind of fusses a little bit, but then she's out like a light in like 5 to 10 minutes. And just recently she started either sleeping through the night or waking up only once, which is, I used to wake up every 2 hours for 4 months, guys. It was pretty hard. It was getting rather irritating, but I find that if she drinks a full bottle, she will sleep about 9 hours. If she drinks half a bottle, she'll sleep about 7, wake up, and then sleep another 3 or 4. So she does tend to sleep a lot, but she used to wake up a lot as well. But that has recently changed. Thank God. Okay, number 8 is what is your hair color and eye color, what's your partner's hair color and eye color, and what's your baby's hair color and eye color. My eye color is blue or green. They kind of change, and then I have brown hair. My natural hair is actually slightly darker than this. My husband has really light blue eyes, and then like an ashy brownish, I don't even want to call it blonde, but it's kind of like an ashy brown color. And then my baby currently has like kind of reddish hair, like reddish blonde hair. It kind of changes in the light. And then she has like really, really bright blue eyes. Number 9, I believe. Do they have a favorite food or snack? She's just on formula right now, so obviously it's gonna take a little while, maybe 2 more months before we try any other kind of baby food. So she really enjoys formula. That's about it. Oh, you know what? It's funny. It's funny because you know, like with babies or whatever, you give them like a little tiny, like itty bitty taste of like different things and stuff to see how they're gonna react. So me and my mom were having ice cream one day, and I'm like, I wonder how she's gonna react to ice cream. So she had vanilla ice cream and gave like a tiny bit to the baby and had a taste, and she actually enjoyed it. She was like, I don't think she really knew how to react, but she didn't make a face or anything, and then we gave her a tiny bit more. I mean, like, when I say tiny, I mean tiny. And she just seemed to enjoy it, and then I had black raspberry, did the same thing, and she hated it, and that is my favorite ice cream. She absolutely hated it, so she likes vanilla ice cream as well. Number 10 is favorite drink. Again, she's just on formula right now, so I couldn't tell you just yet. Number 11 is, does your child have a lovey? And that basically just means like a favorite stuffed animal. She doesn't at the moment. I think she's still a little bit too young to actually like get attached to like a stuffed animal or something. I'll put like a little elephant blanket with her. When she's like sitting down, she'll just kind of try to eat at the elephant's trunk. And then she uses like the same 3 or 4 blankets all the time, but she hasn't developed an attachment to them. Number 12 is, what is nap time like? She takes quite a bit of naps throughout the day. She'll usually wake up, I want to say, for good. She gets out of bed around 8, 9 o'clock. And then she'll usually probably want to take a nap again around like 11:30, 12. Then she'll take another one for around 3 or 4. And then maybe another quick one around 6. And then she's out for the night around 9. She usually only takes like an hour nap at a time, but she does take one like 3 to 4 hour nap once a day. So she takes probably like 3 or 4 naps. It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm at home, playing with her, she'll stay up a little bit longer. But if I'm out running errands, she tends to fall asleep because the car and carriage always knock her out. Number 13 is favorite toy. She hasn't gotten attached to any toys or anything, but she used to have, well, she still has it. She has a little zebra toy that she really liked because it was black and white, and the black and white is more vibrant to her right now than colors are. She used to stare at that thing all the time. And then she also has like a giraffe, and if you like pull it, its neck extends and then it like vibrates back together. But she tends to play with those 2 toys more often than really anything else. Oh, but my mom does have a chair that has like a little, I don't even want to call it a mobile, but it's like a bar that goes up and over her, and then it has like an owl in the middle that hangs down, and then 2 more toys on either side. And she figured out that if she kicks her legs, it makes the toys sway, and she really likes that chair. So I guess those are her favorite toys at the moment. Number 14, I believe, but it is the last question, is what makes her awesome. Every parent is going to think their kid is the best kid ever, you know what I mean? It's just every parent is going to think that, or most parents. But I don't know, my girl, she just has such a personality already, and she loves people. She smiles up a storm at strangers. She loves being carried by other people. Like, she won't cry if she leaves my arms. And she just has such a personality. Like, you can play with her, and she loves standing up. She is so independent already, and she's only 4 months. She's trying to stand up. She just started being able to, if she's on her belly, like she'll lift herself up, so it's like those mini push-ups. She just started doing that, which surprised me. I just looked at her one day and she was like up like that, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I'm waiting for her to laugh though. But one thing I noticed that I'm actually excited for is her cry is changing into like a, not like an infant's cry instead of a newborn cry, but it's very raspy. Like, it's beautiful, but it's very raspy. I can't even explain it. Maybe if she's crying, I'll bring her on camera one day. I don't know. But I don't know. You guys would have to hear it to know what I'm talking. Like, if you've ever seen Emma Stone from Easy A or Zombieland or whatever, if you know her voice is kind of raspy, I think Ella's voice is going to be very similar to that. When she cries, it's like, I've never heard a cry like that before, and it's sad because she's crying, but it's beautiful at the same time. I don't want to say my kid's cry is what makes her awesome, but her voice box is really interesting, and like I said, she has such a big heart, and she's always giving me smiles. She knows who her mommy is, she knows who her daddy is, and I love that girl to pieces. I never thought I would love her as much as I do while I was pregnant and she's still in my belly. It's just an incredible feeling. So that's all the questions, guys. If you have a baby or a niece or nephew and you want to answer these questions, you can please make a video and direct it to me on Twitter at Shayzane. I'm also on Instagram, also at Shayzane. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. You can also subscribe if you want to. And until my next video, I will see you next time. Bye.